Welcome to Almost Functional Gaming. We aim to help all followers of Russ and the Allfather to improve on the tabletop. List building, tournament recaps, unit reviews, weekly council of the Fang, and other tips to help us all go from almost functional to fully functional. Please like, share, and subscribe. Also, check out our merch store and Almost Functional score tracker on Amazon.
What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Almost Functional 40K, continuing the breakdown of my Nova games. This is going to be my round 5. This was game 2 on Saturday. It was the last game before the pods. We ended up pairing into Subterranean Tyranids. This was Terraform and Crucible of Battle. So he had Death Leaper, a Neuro Tyrant with the Tremor Sentence Enhancement, Old One Eye, Swarmlord, Trigon with the Trigon Prime Enhancement, 10 Hormagaunts, 10 Termagants, a Bio4, a squad of Carnifexes that ran with Old One Eye, a Horror Specs, 6 Hiveguard, a Lictor, Neurogaunts, Ravener, Zone of Thropes. So this is the Subterranean, everything coming in with basically pops a unit in regular from 9, pops up a little tunnel, and then anything else can come out within 9 of that and within 6 of you. So it's like setting up a lot of 6-inch deep strikes. So this is a list a lot of people were scared of when the detachment dropped, but haven't seen it doing as well, but as people were afraid it was going to do, but it is still a solid list. So he ended up going first. Couldn't do a tempting target or no prisoners because I didn't have anything out for him to kill. He had a lot of stuff in reserve. Then on my first turn, I was able to get area denial. He got a 6. He managed to terraform this his first turn, and I managed to terraform this my first turn, and it pretty much stayed those. They both pretty much stayed terraformed all the way till I think turn 4 or 5. I finally was able to terraform this back, but mine never got turned off. So he got no prisoners and defend stronghold, so he was able to kill 2 units and defend. I was just that early in the game, I was in no position to threaten him. My first turn, I dropped Logan with the 10-man here. And then I had a Thunderwolf squad sitting here. The Thunderwolf squad was the one who terraformed. On his second turn, he popped up with a Ravener squad here. And then within the 6, he dropped Old One Ice here. And they popped out another Ravener squad. Only he kept in reserve the Trigon and what else? Something else. But anyway, so he came hard with that stuff. And what I ended up doing was rapid ingressing Arjack with the 5-man here. So he came in, fought on death, or gave Logan's unit fight on death. Ended up killing this one Ravener squad. He attacked me with one. I killed the other one and did a little damage to this one. Then on my turn, I was able to finish this Ravenger squad. And between shooting an Arjack squad, I killed everything but Old One Eye, who I left wounded, who ended up finishing off on his turn. Then he brought his Trigon and stuff in, and was able to hold him off as well. Just his army just doesn't hit into me as hard as I think he thought it was going to, with the -1 to wound Terminators and everything, and then having the fight on death and the interrupts. He would just come in, swing with the first thing, not do enough, and then I would either interrupt or fight on death and just kill a bunch back. So we went 6, 6, 10, 10, 10, 10, and I went 16-2 there on the last turn. Because he really didn't have much left. The only thing he scored was the 2 points off this. So I actually never turned this one off. But I did end up terraforming some of the other ones. But primary, he did okay. Then shut him down. Did okay, shut him down. Then we just did pretty consistent on secondary all the way around. Bring it down. We scored on his turn. We got on ours, couldn't do it, kept it through. Finished it off there, and then through tempting and engage. I felt pretty in control of this game the whole time. I pushed the infiltrators out early to deny him this side of the board where he could have done more damage, where my weaker stuff was, and forced him over into Logan's squad where I knew I wanted to rapid ingress. So I kind of used the infiltrators to force him to drop here. Otherwise, he's going to have to drop way back here, which he didn't want to do. So he dropped here, came in. I countered the way I was hoping. He ended up killing the infiltrators that turn with a bunch of shooting and stuff, but it was after he had done his first committed his first wave. So once I dealt with the first wave, and all I'd really lost was like infiltrators, one Thunderwolf squad, and like the combi lieutenant. I was really, really happy with that. So when he came in with his second wave, I just had way too much stuff for him to deal with. But anyway, so we ended up 4-1. Got in second pod, which at that point the top 16 was first pod, so we were right there in the second pod, which man, we had a chance to. And the second pod was a lot bigger, so I believe we had a chance to finish anywhere from 17th to 68th. I believe was how the breakdown was. I believe there was 52 players in that bracket. So that's where we were. So no matter what happened, we were going to finish in the top 70 out of 400 people. So I was like, all right, pretty happy with that, but still was hoping to win a couple games in the pod. Get into the top 30 would have been amazing, but we'll run down how that all ends up breaking down once we start breaking down some of the pod games. But yeah, Subterranean didn't seem that difficult. I've played some games in a Vanguard recently. That seems to be more of a problem for us. And he also didn't have the new Raveners who have the anti-vehicle stuff on them, which scares Canis. The little Raveners do not. He really didn't have much to scare Canis at all because he really didn't have much shooting outside the Zonothropes and the Hive Guard, who they did do some wounds to Canis, but they weren't able to take him down. But anyway, that's it for this matchup, and we will be back later with the rest of the matchups.
Thank you for watching Almost Functional Gaming. We appreciate the support of all followers of Russ and the Allfather. Please like, share, and subscribe. Also, check out our merch store and Almost Functional Score Tracker on Amazon. Everything helps support the growth of this channel, and we appreciate it.